Welcome back to Skill Over Legacy. We are on episode 19? We are pulling up on episode 20, big episode 20 in the building. I got the whole gang with me this time. Liam is back from being the party animal that he was being.
You know what I'm saying? At all.
Look, rumor has it he was out there jumping on top of cars. My sources tell me.
All right,
Steve. That's some Stephen A. sources. You know what I'm
saying? All of a sudden, Liam wants to beat everybody's ass.
Yeah. Liam come for everybody's neck.
My sources say in a drunken stupor, Lim Shady wanted to beat the Pelicans owner's ass. My sources.
That's a sober thing.
That's true. That's just true.
That's a sober thing.
That's a sober thing.
I would smoke David Griffin in a fight.
My sources tell me Liam Garrity wants to be on the other undercard of the Logan and Floyd fight. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I've been saying it on Discord for months. Give me one night. I'll do all of these fights. I'll fight David Griffin, Stan Van Gundy, Dave Gettleman, and what's his name? Anwar Hadid. I'll fight all of them on one night.
And you gotta box that one guard y'all keep signing on the Pelicans. What's his name?
Isaiah Thomas?
No.
The thing is,
y'all had him with AD. He was so garbage. What is his name? E19 Moore.
What's the Suns now? No, I think he got waived. Is he better?
But the Pelicans kept signing him though. Like for a while, they just kept doing it.
E19 Moore is one person that is actually worse than Cameron Payne.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If Cameron Moore is really garbage.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not gonna lie. I had current gen 2K16 on PS3. E19 Moore had a bronze score. Hey man, you might have been nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, E19 Moore's bronze score would not miss. He was a.
I'm not gonna lie. He was so nice.
Cool. But in 2K, Gerald Green is just better than any version of LeBron or MJ.
For sure. He was the GOAT. But listen, first of all, follow all my people on all the social medias that they have. If you watch the podcast, which you should be doing, you should already know the social medias. You know what I'm saying? Check my boys out, Lim Shady 91, on everything that you need to know. Cameron Major. 01, because he doesn't have a lot of social media. Cam Major.
010. What he said?
He said follow him on
Tinder.
On Tinder, yes, sir. The baddies swipe. Is it right or is it left?
Whoa! What are you talking about? Men don't cheat. Men don't cheat.
Oh, I forgot.
Men don't cheat. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
Come on.
You know what's crazy?
Come on.
I actually didn't really know that. Like I hear you say it a lot, but it didn't compute.
Hey man,
I was about to say black men don't cheat, but you know.
Hey, Mark doesn't cheat, man. Mark does not cheat. Yes, sir.
Skill Over Legacy is just for humble, loyal men. You know, we just out here talking about
for humble African American men podcasting.
It's a quarter white podcast. Quarter white, yes sir.
But listen, let's talk about Steph. Not Steph. I'm tripping. Let's talk about Kent and Bradley Beal and what happened on the internets the other day. I just don't know why Kent Bazemore included that second part. I just don't understand.
Just leave it out.
He's just weird.
What are you talking about?
He's ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly.
That's what I thought.
And
when I was reading
second of all, he just lied.
From recess.
Yeah. Not only did he say that, he was just wrong. He was just wrong.
Crazy.
He included a lie.
Just leave it, but like, why bring Bradley Beal up at all? Like,
did they play?
And then,
no. And Bradley Beal hit that contested three
back then,
on Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, he gave him 40, I think.
But like, also, like, anybody who got bent out of shape about what Bradley Beal said on Twitter, I mean, what do you want him to do?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't say anything crazy. His wife said crazier stuff than he did.
Which I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Loved it. Definitely.
Like, if you're a star and this guy, Kent Bazemore, who legitimately stinks, says something about you and he also speaks on your injury, he has every right to say something back. Like,
Yeah.
And then he spoke on your injury in the most disrespectful way possible. He said you got hurt trying to chase somebody else. Like, what?
And that was just not true. It just wasn't true.
Bradley Beal was the leader for scoring up until like last month. Like, but
and he's been
all
going
really
back
sick.
and forth since. Like, since Steph took it, they've been going. Whoever plays that night takes it back. Like,
exactly. But if anything, Steph was chasing him because Bradley Beal has just been in the lead all year. Like, so I don't understand what you're even talking about.
Hey,
I don't know why.
you know, Steph Curry busted his ass bone trying to chase Bradley Beal. You know, that's what happened.
Right.
That's basically what you're saying. Right. That's stupid. And what the crazy part is, when he pulled his hamstring, he just had double the amount of points Kent Bazemore has ever scored. He had 50. Like, talk about. Like, just be quiet. Like, then he gonna get on the stand. I guess we can't joke anymore.
Boy, shut the hell up.
One, a joke has to be funny. That just wasn't funny. Two, you don't joke about somebody's injury. That's just weird. Like, no matter how small it is, you just don't make a joke about it.
Yeah. He said Beal got himself hurt his hamstring trying to keep up, but Curry's just trying to keep up carrying Kent Bazemore's bum ass around, keep him above water.
Bazemore's career high is 32. That's literally what Bradley Beal averages. Like,
yeah.
Didn't his wife post it?
Yeah.
I love it.
She said something about he might be quiet after the game because he's going to be all worn out from that 7 points, 6 turnovers, and a foul out.
Damn, Draymond.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That is amazing. I love her. I think her name is Kamaya.
About Draymond Green, if we're being honest here.
Yeah. Shout out to Kamaya. We love you over here. Kamaya is an amazing individual.
Yes,
all she does is have her husband's back on the internet, and I love it. Every minute of it. She called him Lamont. You know that's Kent Bazemore's middle name?
Oh.
She said, Lamont, I'm gonna need you to relax. And then she didn't even say that was his middle name. Somebody in the comment was like, now I know you just didn't call him his middle name with a screenshot of his middle name. Like, you're a menace. You're different. You're disrespectful.
Speaking of
your name is Kent
Lamont.
That's 3 L's in a row.
Whoa. Me and him actually have the same middle name.
Nope.
But I don't. Okay. But I don't talk bad about people that just do things better than me.
Okay, well you got your Lamont is 2 L's, and I make a W. Cool.
Yes, sir. And my first name is just in the Bible, so you can't disrespect me. Like,
okay. A lot of names in the Bible.
Okay. I'm about to keep it pushing.
All right, so now let's just talk about what's current. I mean, what I've currently posted. So are Trae Young's stats still empty, fellas?
They were never empty.
I mean, those again, that just doesn't exist. That's more right-winged rhetoric. They just made that up.
Conservative contradictions. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they just made that shit up.
Because
I think empty stats is a weird concept as a whole, and I don't think it exists in most players. I do think there's some guys who are outliers who are just like not that good who put up a ton of great stats, and I think the best example for it, there's one guy who I think stands out as like the biggest example for it is Hassan Whiteside.
I thought
Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah,
Hassan Whiteside's like top 10 all time in blocks, but he's just not that good.
Oh, contrast.
I thought the concept of empty stats wasn't that X person is good or not. It's just whether X person actually does anything.
Yeah, like winning wise.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. No,
Regardless, it's ridiculous.
No matter how we feel, the problem with people is they equate stats with being a great basketball player. Now, you can be a good basketball player and put up stats, but that doesn't mean, like, let's just say Jeremy Grant's 25 and Stephen Curry's 25. We all know who's better. They could put up the identical stats. Like, let's just say Steph Curry doesn't do all that he does and puts up an identical stat line to Jeremy Grant this year, all year. We still know who's better. Why? Because Steph Curry is a better basketball player than him. But what people like to mix up for their own reasons when they want to talk bad about somebody, they'll take somebody who's really good that doesn't win and be like, oh, you must not be that good because you're losing while you're getting all these stats, just like a Jeremy Grant or just like somebody on a bad team. But but that doesn't make sense. No matter what, Trae Young could have 11, 5, and 4, and he's still better than Jeremy Grant. You know what I'm saying? Like, people confuse the two when they want to. Same thing with Zach LaVine, Devin Booker, all these players all those players. At one point, people were like, "Oh, they're putting up empty stats," which is ridiculous. Like, they're just great. This is what it is. They're just great.
And then they'll say it's true, but if I say Giannis puts up some empty stats, I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy. It just doesn't make any sense. Cam, you over there killing that popcorn? Would you went to the movies?
No, my mom bought these for the house.
Oh yeah, that's clutch.
That must be that Orville.
That Orville Red.
Mm-hmm. That's the Colonel Sanders of popcorn. You know what I'm talking about.
The Colonel Sanders. Do you not know what Orville Redenbacher is?
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So you're telling Skill Over Legacy right now that you have never heard of Orville Redenbacher.
Is that the one with the red box?
Yeah, the red package.
Who's calling it Orville Redenbacher?
I mean, that's just the name of the popcorn.
I just popcorn.
That's like the Bucks. They're just called the Bucks. I don't know what you want me to say.
He said, "Who?"
I know the box. It's like get Gatorade. You're not going to get fruit punch. You're going to get red.
What?
It's not the same
thing. It's just not the same. It's just not the same thing.
What is that?
What's it called? Damn. That's not a flavor of popcorn. That's the name of the popcorn. It's not a flavor. Orville Redenbacher is not the seasoning of the popcorn. It's just what it's called. That's funny. But Lim,
yes,
you never got your opinion on the Lakers because you weren't here.
Just in general?
Yeah, do you think the Lakers should be worried about anything?
I do think there's a little bit of reason to worry. I think it's just about impossible to pick against LeBron and AD. But that's part of the reason I don't like the play-in is because it's one game and anything can happen. I don't know. I think you look at this Lakers team compared to last year, it's a lot of new faces. It's not a lot of the same guys. And I feel like that moment in what is looking to be Lakers-Warriors for that 7-8 game, I feel like it just might be a little bit too big of a moment for some of those guys.
Oh.
And it makes me a little bit – I mean, the guys like the Dennis Schroeders, even Montrezl Harrell, who struggled in big games. Obviously Marc Gasol is not a guy you worry about in that situation, but if he keeps losing the minutes to Andre Drummond, it might not matter if he's ready for that situation. Kuz is fine. I'm not worried about Caruso either. They were there last year, but
you just named 3 people better than Draymond Green.
I'm dead.
And he's on.
It just makes me worried that, because anything can happen in one game, that we get a Steph 60 bomb.
If they're the 7 seed, they get 2 games, right?
Yeah, if they're the 7 seed, we get 2 games.
So I guess LeBron has a 2-game window at the very least.
Give LeBron. LeBron is going to need 1 game. No, I just can't.
I feel you, but on that same accord, I could say that to you about Juan Toscano Anderson.
Oh, absolutely. I'm like, I don't think the Warriors have a particularly good team either. I mean, I think the Lakers are much better than the Warriors, but I don't know. It's just 1 game. Like, that's why we play 7-game series, so we don't have to worry about this.
Yeah, word. What was you gonna say, Cam?
I think the Lakers are fine. Even if they see the Warriors and Curry goes crazy, there's just LeBron, the greatest player ever, and Anthony Davis, the best power forward ever. I mean, Curry can go crazy, but he's going to have 100 shooting, 90, 100 from the field to beat them.
Either that or Andrew Wiggins is just going to have the game of his life.
Yeah, he's definitely. Those two
at the end of the day, tough, man.
LeBron and AD.
Word.
LeBron might just go for 40, 20, and 20 if he really wants to. Or AD. AD might go for like 35. Because who's going to guard him?
Nobody, really.
Oh, yeah. AD's going to have it's wraps. AD's going to go.
It's going to take a village. Because that's the thing. That's what it comes down to in the playoffs. And it sounds so simplistic. But you really have to outscore LeBron. You have to outproduce LeBron and AD together. Like, you have to do that, because if you don't, you lose. Like, we literally watched that happen to the Nuggets. The Nuggets weren't particularly bad in that series. They just didn't have someone to consistently match either LeBron or AD even remotely. They had Jokic, but they were the Bucks. Hey, all I'm gonna say is this: if he would have got the ball and didn't pass it, 70 points every game. He's cooking. Yes, sir. But no, like, it's just a tough situation. Like, when it comes down to it, your star players in the playoffs are such a big, they're the focal point. Like, people don't understand how small the roster gets realistically. Like, that's why when people say, oh, the Nets bench is awful. I mean, yeah, but in the playoffs, they're not going to play that much.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not going to play that much.
I still don't. I don't know. I don't agree in that sense.
Especially when you go farther, like, at the end of the day, as a basketball team, you have to figure out how to outscore James Harden, KD, and Kyrie every night.
I don't think you do in the playoffs.
Exactly. That's my point. So their bench being bad doesn't necessarily matter.
No,
because
you. No, I said I don't think you do in the playoffs.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if I'm, like, I said this about the Bucks. If I'm the Bucks and I'm playing the Nets, I'm not worried, honestly.
Oh, I'm worried. I'm a tiny bit worried.
You got one, two, three, and they're gonna be 1, 2, 3 no matter what you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Past that, with the Bucks defense, is wraps.
But 1, 2, and 3 is 120 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
put up 120.
No,
that's not 120. But regardless, whatever
it's at least 110. At least.
Regardless, it also matters when it comes, because once they have that 1 into 10 and they're already behind because they don't have nothing else, it's over. The game's over.
Now the Bucks aren't. Here's why I think that the Nets did what they did, because it's soup. It sounds bad, but, like, let's just say KD, Clay, because KD, Clay, and Steph were essentially the same thing. Their bench was non-existent that year. They literally gave it all away.
That's a little different.
But realistically, it's not.
No one was close to them.
Yeah, no one I'm talking in the East. No one in the East is close to them. I'm sorry. Talent-wise, no one's close. If you think Steph, Clay, and KD could have been that offense in its entirety and nobody was close, because that's what it was. They were that offense in its entirety.
In the West?
In the West, the Rockets.
The Rockets. And
they would have won.
But they didn't. Unfortunately, they didn't do that. But realistically, up until you get there,
was them. And I feel like the Bucks is that to the Nets.
Hell no. If anything, it's the It's probably the Celtics.
Yeah.
Not without Jaylen Brown.
Make it to the playoffs first.
Yeah, not anymore. But really, realistically, the only team that I think can match up, because again, at the end of the day, the very first thing you have to do is you have to match them. And the Bucks can't. I don't think the Bucks can consistently match those 7 games. They can't. They don't have anybody good enough. They have Giannis.
I don't think they'll have to, because once that production starts fluctuating in between, like when they're on and off the court, whatever, the Bucks get ahead. I think the game is sealed.
But that's in the playoffs. That shit ain't gonna happen.
The Bucks right now are slated in the first round to play the Heat, so they got to worry about getting past the Heat before they do anything.
They're getting past 2-3.
They struggle. They be struggling. Like, think about it. They could barely keep up now.
I want y'all to tell me the Heat's an all-time defense. I want y'all to.
The Nets, not the Nets, the Bucks and the Heat is a special scenario because.
Yeah, you got to think about this too, though.
That's a special scenario.
The Nets barely lost to the Bucks, and they're easily missing at least 50 points from James Harden in total of points and assists. They're missing at least 50 points worth of production.
And Kyrie played.
And those games were that close.
I do agree that I think the Bucks match up like decently with the Nets, but I also just don't think the Bucks can outscore them. Like, I don't
think the Bucks can, like, between those 3. I'm saying with the natural flow of the basketball game, if they get behind, I don't think they
know who disrupts that.
But even then, let's just say we watched them play all year, and we've seen them not really have James Harden for most of those games. They could barely keep up now. They were creeping.
I didn't watch the game, so I didn't watch those.
The games never
razor close,
razor close. Like,
I
that's just.
I didn't watch it. So I'm saying.
And they were going back and forth from the tip, and they just don't have James Harden. He just hasn't in there yet. It was literally just Kyrie and KD. They had trouble outscoring them.
They went back and forth from the what?
The tip off.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say nothing, bro. Regardless, I see what you're saying, but I think
James Harden, it's over. They're getting beat by 15.
The games that they win, the games that the Bucks win, that philosophy will be why they win.
Yeah, if they do. But that goes for people. That goes for teams that are very offensively gifted. But we're not talking about KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. Like, we're talking about just somebody else.
The games that the Bucks win, whether they win the series or not, that will be why they win.
I ain't gonna lie. I think the games that the Bucks win are when, like,
Kyrie's missing.
I just don't even think they win. I think they just don't get a game. Like, I just think they lose every game.
Oh, I think they'll take a game off the Nets in a series. I don't think they're gonna get swept.
I see them. If they win a game, it's just a game. That's
because realistically, if we're going by what we see, the only reason why the Bucks either win or they keep it close is because Kyrie, being a point guard, I wouldn't say he struggles to get going, but he creates his own shot sometimes, and it's
hard to get going with Drew Holiday there.
Yeah, but now Drew Holiday has to make a choice. Who do I guard?
Well, Drew Holiday is going to be on Kevin Durant in a series. And
that's the thing. When you add James Harden to that equation, shots just get infinitely easier.
Yeah, Giannis.
There's going to be no way that you guard Kyrie and James Harden. No way you do that. Literally,
the matchups will probably end up being Drew Holiday on KD, and then some combination of Chris Middleton and PJ Tucker on Kyrie and Harden.
PJ Tucker just cut it.
Kyrie is fish frying.
James Harden, man, look. The reason why I think they are close now is because you can kind of see that they're literally just missing their point guard. They're missing their initiator. Kyrie has to become the initiator, which he's not bad at, but James Harden is just, they're used to James Harden being the initiator.
You see how you're trying to be a Kyrie hater without even thinking about it? It's just so
what? That's ridiculous.
It's so
Liam, Did I not just say
so
he
natural?
wasn't bad at it? That's so crazy how they're lying on me again.
So backhanded. So backhanded.
My followers just aren't letting this narrative go. They're not letting it happen. They know you're capping. They have my back. Like you guys are cap.
Okay.
They're super cap anyway.
I want to use this.
Just like they had your back when you
gripe
were
to
slandering
Giannis.
Jamal Murray.
I mean, was I wrong?
They didn't have your back. That's what you're saying.
Well, because he just came off the 50. They was a little high. You feel me? But they know now.
Okay.
You know this ain't nobody been talking about him in my comments. Even before he got
leg is just in shambles.
Even before he got hurt. We ain't going Jamal Murray hasn't been a topic all year prior to injury anyway. He just hasn't been the topic.
It was a topic when we were talking 40 like that week. That was it though. That was it though.
You see Liam's face? He didn't care about that. That face was everybody's face. We don't care.
Oh,
we don't care.
Okay.
I mean, it was impressive. No free throws. That's cool.
Okay.
No, we love Jamal Murray. You know, you're just not better than a lot of
You can't say that after saying what you just
said.
said.
I just said you're just not better than a lot of point guards. We're just kidding. Like, that's okay.
Oh, okay, Kent. All right, Kent. All right.
you just not better, and that's fine.
All right.
Go ahead.
They was talking about you was better than Trae Young.
Here Lamont goes.
I guess. Let's talk about that. He had a really I looked back at his total numbers and total for this year. He was going through it this year. He was not playing well at all.
Jamal
Murray.
Yeah.
Before he went crazy.
He was going through it.
It was just that last month before he got hurt that he really started to heat up.
Yeah, but he was going through it.
This is an old topic. I was saying it because Jokic just has the ball all the damn time.
Yeah.
We definitely said that.
He needs to get off. Right.
We definitely said Jamal Murray is not a conventional PG. He's just a shooting guard. Like if you give him his own team, I think he becomes really good. He's just now on his own team right now. Jay Bridges were going to bat when even Nuggets fans was trying to say Jamal Murray was poop.
Yeah.
Like it's just not fair to say, really, realistically.
I've slammed Jamal Murray multiple times, but I don't think his struggles at the beginning of the season were his fault.
Yeah, for sure.
The best player took 5 more shots this season than he ever did.
Mm-hmm.
He just I'm just gonna have the ball all the time.
People don't realize shots is a lot. I know. Yeah, people
don't more of that per game than you were last season. That's a lot.
Because thinking about how many more possessions he's getting just to get 5 more shots.
Mm-hmm.
I got to double the possession.
It's the difference between a second best player and a first best player.
Yeah.
And he got that. He got 5 more after already being the best player.
Word. And let's not act like their coach just doesn't have Jamal Murray splitting point guard touches with Monte Morris and Campazzo, which I just didn't understand. Why are they on the court so much?
Leave him out of this.
Who?
Leave Facundo out of this.
Watched Campazzo.
Harry
game where they did Bobo in the worst way. I was like, why is this thing even playing?
Yeah. Hey, if the best players listen, if Jokic's not on the court, Campazzo just thinks he's the best player on the team.
It's Campazzo time. No, it's not.
It's not, bro. Give the ball up. We want to
say that. I used to say that about Jordan Clarkson all the time before he got good.
That's true for Jordan Clarkson too. This is not your
back when he was on the Lakers and the Cavs. Every time LeBron or Kobe was off the court, it's Jordan Clarkson time.
Let me tell you who's the worst. Spencer Dinwiddie was just doing that.
Oh my goodness.
There's so many guys like that who, as soon as the
Spencer
star comes
don't
off
care
the floor,
if
they're like,
there.
It's me. It's all me. And it's just
Spencer don't care if KD's on the court. I'm just better, is what he thinks.
It was like he saw D-Lo, he just was not giving up.
When he was playing and then they were first getting there, but we would watch Spencer Dinwiddie just refuse to give the ball.
Oh, you want to know what's crazy about that? It was him and his buddy, Rondé Hollis Jefferson. They was both doing that.
Oh my God!
It was him and Rondé.
They wanted Rondé Hollis Jefferson to be Karis LeVert so bad.
Yeah, they definitely. That's exactly who they thought he was going to be. I mean, yeah, that's a really odd name, Rondé Hollis. That's just weird. Is his dad named Rondé? That would be funny.
No, he would probably be a junior, big dog.
Not if he doesn't share the same last name.
That's true.
Put it on. Fitted Jay Bridges in the building. Yes, sir.
No, I'm looking like Joe from what's it called? From You.
I'm dead.
Let me take this off.
All right. So, Liam,
Yes.
you see Lonzo cooking because he's cooking.
Looking like the second best player on his team.
Are you sad that he's going to be gone?
I've been sad about that.
He should be.
He's done.
I was talking to LaQuay about this, like what the Pelicans need to do. And it was just like it starts and ends basically this offseason with re-signing Lonzo, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So it is what it is, I guess.
But he had a bad take again. Oh, he agreed with that woman saying Davis Bertans was better than Sabonis.
No,
Kristaps.
Oh, Kristaps. Ridiculous.
Like said, even though Kristaps can't stay on the court, when he's on the court, there's just not 10 power forwards better than him.
No, there is. I don't even know what Davis Bertans does better than Kristaps Porzingis.
Catch and shoot, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I would argue.
Marginal.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just not fun.
I mean, I'll talk about Davis Bertans for a second. Like, I think he's good. Like, I don't think he's bad. I think he's a good stretch four. Like, he's fine at that job and that job only. But, like, it's exactly what I was saying last Tuesday. Like, being good in one role doesn't make you better than guys playing more important roles. Kristaps plays a much bigger role than just a stretch four. He is the second scoring option. He's their main rim protector, even though he's not a great rim protector. He's runs a ton of pick and roll with Luka. He's just more than a spot up guy. And that just because Davis Bertans can sit in the corner and knock down threes at 40%, that doesn't make him better than a guy who has to do 10 more things every possession.
If you feel like Davis Bertans is better than Kristaps, you also think Lauri Markkanen is, and that's not true. Because Lauri
Markkanen is better than Bertans.
But Lauri Markkanen and Dobbs don't do much things differently. Like their job is relatively similar. Like, so no, that's ridiculous.
I mean, they probably think that too, because Davis Bertans is worse than Lauri Markkanen.
I guess. The Rocco thing makes me enraged. It
makes me angry, man. I can't read it. I can't read it. It makes me so mad.
It makes me want to scream. Liam was there too with the take that was angering me so much too. So I guess the trend, because Chris Paul is, being considered MVP. So the trend is to consistently bring up Kyle Lowry being on the team in 2013 on the Raptors and they were bad. And then the next year, them being good and he put up better stats. And it makes me want to punch my TV. So my TV's right here and I want to punch it because they act like Kyle Lowry wasn't a part of the team in 2012. They were garbage because he was there. Like they were all bad. Like they were all not good.
The Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry comparison is just it's completely off base because they're totally different players. Like Kyle Lowry we've said this for a long time and we say it for a reason. Kyle Lowry is the poor man's Chris Paul. Like he does most of the things Chris Paul does, just not as good. So it doesn't make any sense. And I get it that I think people are more upset that people are saying that Chris Paul is better than Devin Booker. I think that's what gets people upset, and that's why they want to take him down a notch. But,
shut up.
There was one noticeable difference from the Suns last year to this year, and it's Chris Paul. And they went from missing the playoffs to being the 2 seed. Whether you think that's Chris Paul or Devin Booker, whatever you think, it looks like it's Chris Paul. Like,
and you just can't say the same about Kyle, because guess what? When they were boo-boo, even the year prior to him, because they bring up 2012, 2013, they don't bring up 2011, 2012. You know Kyle Lowry was a part of that boo-boo ass team too, though.
You can't be boo-boo and that player was also boo-boo, and then they get good, and then that player gets good and be like, it's because of him.
No.
All I want them to do is keep that same energy, because they do it with Steve Nash all the time. They do it with Steve Nash all the time, acting like that team wasn't just good the year before.
You want to know something too? They contradict themselves very much, because they think Steve Nash deserves that MVP. Is it not the same scenario, like literally an identical scenario? And I argue that the Suns then were potentially better than the Suns
definitely
now.
They were definitely better. Like
all I do was running point guard. It's just better.
You're talking about the Suns
when Steve
Nash were better than the Suns before Chris Paul?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What? Yes.
So
I mean, the Suns literally didn't make the playoffs last year. They won 8 straight in the bubble and still didn't make the playoffs. Like, look, I love Devin Booker, and like, if you think he's better than Chris Paul, that's fine. But like, if you want to like argue against Chris Paul and his impact on this team, I just don't understand the argument. Yeah. You go from missing the playoffs to the 2 seed. That's a huge difference.
They took a big jump last year from 19 wins to 34, but they just were still, at home with me. So
yeah, word. They were just bad, and that's crazy. I didn't even think about that, and I bet not hear anybody say, "Well, Steve Nash was just efficient." Hey, listen to me. I want to tell you something. Listen, nobody wins MVP off efficiency. Nobody. That's never ever going to be the decider. Never.
Listen. I have to catch y'all in a conservative contradiction, because y'all gonna look at me and say Curry deserves that MVP more than CP3. But when I say Kobe deserves that MVP more than Steve Nash, it's all about wins.
It's all about winning basketball games.
It's all about winning games. But hey,
so I'm gonna use Steph Curry this year to double down on what I said on like the second episode. Me and Raptor agreed on it. Offensive Player of the Year should be a thing, because then you get to give it to Steph.
Word.
He gets his award and everyone can be quiet. He gets the Offensive Player of the Year, and we don't ever have to hear anything about him being MVP as a 10 seed.
Real. Bro, MC. Any other time, it's about a win. There's been what record has he broke? It's not his records that he's broken. It's been like something super crazy, like averaging a triple-double. So no, bro, he does not need an MVP. Like, don't stop telling me he needs it.
And then I got you on TikTok because I put up Jokic stats on the screen, and I said 4th seed, and then I put the quote, "He's the unanimous MVP," or he's everybody's MVP. Then I put Julius Randle's stats, also the 4th seed in his respectable conference. Their stats are similar. Julius Randle, 24 points, Jokic, 26. Jokic, I think, 11 rebounds. Julius Randle, 10. Jokic, 8 assists. Julius Randle, 6 or 5. Yeah, 5.5 or something like that. 5 or 6. And then I put under Julius Randle, he doesn't deserve the MVP over Steph. Huh? And people's excuse was, well, Jokic is much more efficient. Okay.
It's fine to think Jokic is the MVP over Julius.
I didn't say he wasn't.
But like
don't bring it.
It's just Steph isn't in it. He's not in the conversation, and it's because he's the 8th seed right now.
Yeah, the difference between what was said shouldn't ever be that far. It shouldn't be that way.
I was listening to. Should be top 5. It was on Zach Lowe's podcast today, and he had a guest. I don't remember his name. I think it might have been Kevin Arnovitz. They both have all NBA votes, and they were talking about all NBA and who they're voting for. And Kevin Arnovitz was like this close to leaving Julius Randle off all three teams.
Bruh, if you revive the abyss called the Knicks,
that's all I've been saying.
That's all I need.
You can do anything about the New York Knicks in 2020, 2021, not in the 1990s, in 2021, you can do something about that franchise. That's more impactful than anything Jokic has ever done.
Word. And it's like they went from being the laughing stock of the NBA, the laughing stock.
Even the beginning, they were saying.
And you know what's crazy about that?
The
Knicks were the laughing stock of the NBA. And you know what's crazy about that? Historically speaking, the Timberwolves are just always worse than them.
Yeah. The Timberwolves and the Kings are just always a lot worse than them.
They're always worse than the Knicks.
But the Knicks are the laughing stock, and they didn't go from the laughing stock to 8, the laughing stock to 7. They went from the laughing stock to clinching a spot in the playoffs, like all because of Julius Randle playing. You know, their coaching changed, which is great. I'm all acknowledging coaching.
A lot of things got better, but the biggest thing that got better is Julius Randle.
Is Julius. Julius has that team on his back, even because RJ didn't come out the gate playing too well. Julius Randle picked up the slack until he got it together. Like, come on, man. I'm not trying to hear it. Like, there should be no way that we're talking about Chris Paul and Stephen Curry more than we're talking about Julius Randle. Like, he's cooked. I don't understand. Like, and people was hating now. I didn't think I would ever wake up to a day that people were blindly like hating on the Knicks. Oh, they're not that good. No, they're frauds. I never thought that would ever happen. I thought I would die before that happened.
I really wish nobody ever thought of the word fraud. I'm so tired of reading fraud.
Yeah, K Disney. I'm gonna need y'all to cut that out, y'all's vocabulary. Because Kevin Durant, I don't even know the last time Kevin Durant has played in Orlando. He wasn't in the bubble, so he wasn't even at Disney World. He was at his crib or even on the beach. That's when we saw his beach pictures. And then anytime they play Orlando, they're so damn garbage, he's resting. So he doesn't play them. Please.
The fraud and K Disney, just you know what kind of vibe people that say LaFraud and K Disney.
Keep it pushing. Don't say it. You can't say it. You can't say it.
Real. What is it?
Your MPJ's kind. Your MPJ.
Yeah, the same energy MPJ gives us. At this point, that's what I'm calling y'all.
You think
there's only one of those that's ever made me like even give like one of those like hard exhales when I read it, and it was Jor Gambler. That one made me laugh.
Yeah, that's awful. That's awful. That's awful.
Really
MJ was a gambler, but that's horrible. That's horrible.
Oh, it's terrible, but it gave me I got a little laugh out of it because it wasn't Disney, it wasn't fraud, it was making fun of his gambling problem.
Hey, I heard Jordan and Charles Barkley they was doing their thing in them casinos. Hey, Charles Barkley was trying to win something because he just wasn't winning the ring.
Oh, leave Chuck alone. Leave Chuck be.
And no Charles Barkley flanger.
You know he
crazy.
Play with it.
He was trying to win some, boy. Because ain't no way I would allow Kenny Smith to talk about me and winning. I just don't like that.
Nigga, you weren't garbage, but you just weren't better than me.
Just sign him to a 10-day to the Lakers just to see if they win, so Kenny can shut up. That's ridiculous. But all right, any Nate Archibald. I don't think Nate Archibald is in anybody's top anything for anything. What is Nate Archibald? The last time I've seen Nate Archibald's name, I was playing like NBA Street Volume 2 because for some reason he was on everybody's team when you played them. They just picked Nate Archibald. I just didn't understand why. It was him and Stretch and Big Litty.
That's why can't you like him?
Weird. All right, well, let's talk about that. Let's appreciate some players that we don't necessarily appreciate in today's game right now. Let's just fire off some names.
Gordon Hayward.
That's a great one.
Stop saying LaMelo is the best on his team because hell no, it's not him. It's not LaMelo. I love LaMelo, but it's not. He's not. It's just.
Let me see. I have a few that I just love talking about. Darius Garland is just my favorite one.
And he's just going to be Parker for real. Oh my God, he's going to be deep. He's going to be nice.
Colin Sexton, too. Both of them.
When we did the episode that we titled Underappreciated Players, those are the first two guys I said.
Is there any more
Colin
that you see?
Sexton's just my favorite player in the NBA right now.
Yeah, he's tough. Is there any more that have emerged where you're like, man, I never really paid too much attention
Honestly,
to
this guy, I know as soon as I say it, I'm probably going to get a reaction for saying it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Jakob Poeltl has played really well the second half of the season.
You know what? He has.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
And especially his defense. In the post, he's quick. He moves well. He defends the rim. He's like a legitimate NBA center at this point. And I don't think that's like a need they need to really look at. Like, he can be a center for a good team, I think.
Jakob Poeltl is much better than Daniel Theis at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And Draymond Green.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Who else is out there, man? I don't think Buddy Hield gets enough love for how good he is at basketball. I don't know if he does too well on the Kings, but that guy is really good at basketball, man.
Yeah,
like, he could be somebody's main scorer. Like, I wouldn't say main, but he could be somebody's, like, score. Like, he gets the ball set, gets picks, mid-range jumper, like CJ McCollum. Like, you could just ice him and he'll go get a bucket.
AJ Bridges, I got a player for you. What about Lou Dort?
Lou Gwentz. He's like that. You have to admit it. He's playing great.
Have to admit he's like that.
Yes, he is. By you specifically.
It's only you that underappreciates him. Everybody else loves Lou Dort.
Yeah, that's why I said it's not underappreciated.
Even so, Jay Bridges was saying that he's garbage, and he just hasn't been garbage.
Hey, recently, he's been pretty garbage.
I attest that to OKC.
I'll stick with
garbage as a whole.
Stick with the Thunder. I don't know if he's underappreciated. I just love him, and I love talking about him. Pokashevsky. I love that dude.
Hey, okay. I'm going to double down on that. Poku's good. Let's stop trolling it. Like, let's stop acting like, because people are saying it's trolling. He's good.
And he's the youngest player in the NBA by like a whole year. Like,
he's good. Like, he's a bucket though. Like,
how old is he? He's like 18.
Ooh.
Yeah,
he's 18 years old. Last year in Europe, he played like 6 minutes a game. He made the jump to the NBA. He's playing like he is now.
Ow.
At 18, he's really good.
He has that natural feel for the game that Luka has.
That all Europeans have.
Poku right now is everything we thought Denny was going to be, and he's not. Like Denny from the Wizards. That's what we thought he was going to be, and he just hasn't.
Anybody watching this right now, bro? Denny's draft day outfit was horrendous. It was horrendous.
I don't remember.
It was terrible. He was bare. He looked like somebody out of the backwoods of South Carolina. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I've seen a few of those. It was terrible.
And I'll throw another player out there. For some reason, I don't know why, I just have a lot of faith in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's cousin on the Pelicans. Yeah. I don't think that's not his brother; it's his cousin, isn't it?
Oh, Shaquille Alexander Walker.
Yeah, that's his cousin.
And he got some long names.
I don't know. I just like him a lot. I don't know why.
I think he's
like no clue. I swear I don't know why. I just do.
He's like, I don't know. He frustrates me more than just about anybody on the Pelicans. He's not bad. Like, he's not a bad player. He just frustrates me because he shoots everything. Like, that guy's he's got such a quick trigger. He's never seen a shot he doesn't think he can make. These are good traits if you're good. Like, if you're really good. Which he's not yet. He might be good. He might get better. But like right now, when he's on the floor with BI and Zion, which is rare, he's rarely on the court at the same time as them. He just shoots too much. I just need him to take a back seat, let the game come to him, and I think he gets a lot better.
You think with a better coach, they could utilize him better? I think he has a lot of great traits, in my opinion.
I think we're looking at, like, when I look at him, I think like the best version of him is like a bench scorer, like a guy like a Jamal Crawford, like a Lou Williams. That I think he could be that good of a bench scorer, but I don't know. It's up to him. If he just chooses to shoot less, he can get there. But
yeah, he definitely be pulling everything. And I don't know. I just like that attitude in players. Only when you're young, though. Like I don't like when like Marcus Smart does it because it's like, bro, stop.
Marcus Morris is the king of that.
Yeah, I don't like that. When you're young, when you feel that you're like it. Yeah, Marcus Morris is a menace, bro.
All right, we got like 10 minutes if you want to get into hot takes.
We didn't really have many last. Like we didn't really have. We did, but
last episode was Pacers love.
Yeah, it was just Pacers love.
We were definitely in shambles. They argued RJ Barrett.
No, you watched.
Let's see your opinion.
I couldn't watch the whole thing. I didn't get to the hot takes.
Who's better right now between Mike Conley and RJ Barrett?
Mike Conley and RJ Barrett.
I just think it's clear RJ Barrett.
I was saying Mike Conley.
I think it's close, but I'd probably go Mike Conley.
I wouldn't say it's clear anybody, but I would think Mike Conley.
So I think Mike Conley is just like a more balanced player, and he does more for your whole team. I think RJ is going to beat him. Like if next year it's going to be RJ.
Yeah, right now, I think there's no way next year RJ Barrett is still slightly worse than Mike Conley. If that's the case, he's garbage.
And it's not even a bad thing. Like Mike Conley's not a bad player. He's really good. Like
I just have never been too high on Mike Conley. I've always just been. He's one of those players that's like, yeah, you're good, and that's just it. Like he's never had like crazy potential. Mike Conley has always been the player that you knew wasn't going to be too great, but he's just gonna get it done. He's a poor man's Kyle Lowry, who's a poor man's Chris Paul.
Yeah, I think that's like a fair thing to call him. But I mean,
looking at Jay Bridges,
man, I don't know why you said this, but you just came out of nowhere and said Shaq is the most overrated center of all time. I just don't know why you said that.
Wait, what account said that?
So you can block them.
Sports Beaver.
Yes, sir. I know exactly. I knew it was going to be.
Oh, that dude.
You added me in something wild about like the Cavs getting LeBron and Anthony Edwards. I was like, what was that about?
Beaver tags me in a lot of videos. I see a lot of his videos.
Yeah, but our hot takes were just a lot of Pacers love. I think I said something about Malcolm Brogdon. What did I say? He was better than somebody?
I think he was better than Ja.
Yeah, I think Malcolm Brogdon and Ja is a closer conversation than anybody wants to talk about. And if I had to make a choice in the point guard that I wanted, I would much rather have Malcolm Brogdon.
He said this, and then he'll try to uplift Ja in some way, but
who?
Zay.
Huh?
He'll say this, and then next episode, he'll say Ja is better than somebody, or he'd rather have Ja than somebody.
Only if they're not as good as John Morant. I think I'll retract like Jay Bridges did last. I think I'll retract a bit. Malcolm Brogdon does more things on the court than John Morant does.
Yeah,
while keeping up with his production relatively. So however you guys feel about that is how you feel.
I feel like Malcolm Brogdon is going to be like the actual next Mike Conley.
But just a better scorer, you think?
Yeah.
A little bit.
He's just cut from that like Lowry, Conley cloth where he's just going to be solid. Like fringe all-star solid for most of his career.
And one quick question. Is it me? Maybe it's just me. Does Malcolm Brogdon look totally different from when the time he dunked on LeBron? Like, does that feel like it's just not the same person?
That was a long time ago.
I forgot he even did that.
Right. Like, it just feels like it's just not the same individual, right?
I remember exactly where I was at when people told me about that. Because I watched the game.
I remember Tatum dunking on Bron.
I was at the lunch table, and I was the few and far between Bron supporters because people just hate him for some reason. And it was drilling me about, he got dunked on by a 21-year-old.
They was what?
Damn. You're bugging, bruh.
No, that's
bugging, bruh. You're bugging.
He said they was what?
I'm not gonna lie. We might have to cut that out, bruh, because he's bugging.
It's not getting cut out. You lucky it doesn't hit the timeline. You're lucky because that was funny.
You lucky. Cam is lucky that that Discord isn't open 24/7 for.
Oh yeah. But listen, everybody has that friend that would just get everybody canceled. It's just Cameron. It's Cam.
It's Cam.
So it's content.
The reason why I don't let people into the Discord anymore is I don't know if people are watching and trying to dog me, and it will be Cam. He said something today that was just so crazy. Like, why would you say that? Like, why would you say that?
He said a couple crazy things today. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God!
He had for that pretty boy swag. Yes, sir.
Stop it. You have to stop.
But look, Draco, if you're trying to figure out.
Let's do the hot takes now because we didn't really have much crazy stuff, did it? Like you guys had what?
I said Karis LeVert post cancer recovery is better than Jamal Murray has ever been.
Yeah,
which is bad.
I agree. I think Karis LeVert is on his way to being better than Chris Middleton, but people don't agree with me. But I just think he's on his way there.
I think
he'll get there.
Yeah, he's on his way.
When
we talk about it, I don't think he's better right now.
He's definitely got the potential to be better than Middleton.
A lot of people do.
Damn.
Because Middleton is just bound to be the second best player for the rest of his career.
Pretty much.
That's okay.
Real Tobias Harris energy.
Okay.
But
he might take from
you said. Red is just like maybe it's because it might be slightly situational because he doesn't have a center that is just wants to be the greatest playmaker ever. But he has all the aggression that Jamal Murray just doesn't always have.
Yeah.
While also just being really good on all three levels.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Lim, you can explain your take from
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It was that the 1997 Sixers had one of the bigger fumbled bags ever. They had Allen Iverson, Jerry Stackhouse, Tim Thomas, and Derek Coleman. They had all those guys on one team and a good number of the 2001 finals guys, except for Dikembe. And they didn't keep Tim Thomas, Jerry Stackhouse, or Derek Coleman. Derek Coleman one I can kind of understand because he had some like legal issues that they had to work through, but like
I remember that.
But like overall, that team, that's a really, really good team. Like,
what was their record?
I don't remember. I don't remember when I looked it up, but it was also
research.
AI's rookie season. It was Jerry Stackhouse's second season. I think it was Tim Thomas's like third season or something. Like most of these guys were super young and they just kind of gave up on it too soon.
They pulled the New Jersey Nets. They just didn't stick with the team when they should have.
Mm-hmm.
The New Jersey Nets are probably the second most fumbled, the second bag fumble that was like, why? Why did you?
I see. They went 22-60.
They were young, man.
Yikes.
You got to fight through those. You got to fight through those, man. Especially if you want a good franchise for a long time. If you're not going to be the Lakers, where you're just going to go get the best players you possibly can from free agency and or trades, you're going to have to fight through your young players not doing very well. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it was the trend because you got to think.
But the Pacers need to blow it up, though. Don't forget that.
I guess, because they're too old. Apparently, Sabonis is just too old. Anyway, think about the trend that was going on in the late '90s, though. Every team was getting that like star that was changing your franchise for like from '96 up. Like, so the Sixers were probably like, these people aren't changing our franchise right now. Off. But
they did pick the right guy. Like they picked the right guy if they were to keep one.
Yeah, at least they didn't get rid of AI.
Well, at the same time, I don't know. I just see if you keep at least one of them, like that just seems like a championship to me.
Who do you think they should have kept? I think it's Tim Thomas.
I was gonna say Tim Thomas. I think Tim Thomas or Derek Coleman. But
Derek Coleman was getting in trouble with the law.
I wish if Derek Coleman
to go. I feel like
Stackhouse was a bad fit.
But you have to pick one to go. It would have to be Stackhouse.
Derek Coleman, I've been meaning to make a TikTok about him because I want to talk about him so bad. Like he was arguably the first like true modern stretch four. Like
yes, sir.
He could shoot it. He could put it on. He could handle the ball. He was a solid defender, and he also had that like '90s toughness. Like he was straight up like throwing down with dudes on the court. Like he was fighting people on the court.
He was punching people in the face, man.
He was like almost 20 points a game when he had like legal trouble and injuries. Like if he didn't get hurt or have legal trouble, he would have been so good.
If you just to put it in perspective, because you guys probably didn't see much of Tim Thomas. Tim Thomas was like a tougher version of Rashard Lewis. Like they were kind of similar, but Tim Thomas was like way tougher on defense, or just in general. Like he was just a tougher person in life. Like he was just a very aggressive guy. But yeah, those are great takes. Cam, explain your take because I forgot what you said.
I said Sabonis is better than Bam. I mean, Bam's great on defense, but bro, your offense isn't good enough. Jimmy Butler, same thing.
You just did not have to bring him up. That was you just called a straight one for no reason.
You're the king of doing that, so.
Low key, because it is fun.
Fun to make people mad. Jimmy Butler's always been this good. Y'all are just overcompensating. Y'all don't think he was this good. Maybe if you watch and you notice that people who aren't on the best teams in the league are also good. Like
issue with Harden. I don't know how Harden became better than KD when nothing about James Harden has changed in years.
I don't know how Jokic got extremely better than the rest when nothing has changed.
But anywho, let's start with the hot takes. Liam, since you were being a party animal via my sources, you can go first.
I don't know. It's a tricky one. Maybe. All right, I'll go with this. I know. So the NBA changed the rule with all NBA voting. Like certain guys can be voted for out of position this year. So it's going to be more representative, or at least it's supposed to be more representative of like the actual just 15 best players in the league. But I know a lot of like writers and guys who actually have votes have been like, they want to stick to the actual positions. And when they go through that, one guy that I've read and heard from a lot of guys that is going to get votes probably for second or third team is Zion. If you vote for Zion, like his numbers say he deserves it. They absolutely do. But based on who you have to keep off, it's like irresponsible to vote for Zion with your vote. Like you're gonna have to. The guys who are gonna get left out because of it are going to be one of probably Paul George, Zach LaVine, or Bam Adebayo, and all of them deserve to be All NBA this season.
They're all just better than Zion, all three of them.
I thought you were going to say Tatum or Randle. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Tatum's probably not going to get it either.
Because it's going to be out of position.
Tatum gotta make it, bro. Tatum has to make it, man.
I listened to listening to Zach Lowe and Arnovitz talk about their vote today. Like, it's like a crazy hard ballot this year. Like, Kyrie's probably not going to be all NBA,
which is
based on how they were talking.
Excuse me, that's ridiculous.
James Harden's probably not going to be all NBA. Kevin Durant's probably not going to be all NBA.
I said this.
That's the best point guard he isn't going to be.
Kyrie isn't first team all NBA shooting guard or second team all NBA point guard. That's ridiculous.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
They said that it's like first team is pretty much a lock. It's going to be Steph and Luka, pretty much locked in.
I'm not mad at that, but there's no way Kyrie doesn't make the second team.
And then second team was Chris Paul and
no, I ain't gonna lie. Chris Paul needs to be on that third team.
I'm not gonna lie. Chris Paul not gonna make it this year. He shouldn't make it this year. I'm not gonna lie. In terms of just like production and ability, he probably shouldn't make it this year. But with the point guards at the same time, you have like Trae Young.
Trey's definitely not getting it. Based on how they were talking, there's no chance.
Trae?
Think of the league we're in right now.
On the third team?
Think of the
league. They didn't even bring him up.
The league we're in right now. You can average 30 points and 10 assists and be debatable for an all-NBA team.
I mean, Bradley Beal might not make an all-NBA team.
I don't even want to talk about this. I'm about to get angry.
We have to do our own all-NBA team, man.
Yeah, let's do that.
Great next episode idea. Ooh, that was great. Look at you. That was a shot from 35 feet.
Next week, 3 episodes, right?
We're starting our extra episode. We can either do that one Thursday or the next time, whichever one y'all want to do. But yeah, our league is so crazy right now. There's at least 32 people that should make all NBA first, second, or third team. Like there's at least 30 people that should make it. Imagine Bradley Beal off of an all NBA team. Think about that.
I mean, if he leads the league in scoring, doesn't make it.
Smack everybody who voted. Smack all of them.
Yeah, I don't see how a scoring champ doesn't make an all-NBA team. I might be the crazy one. I don't work for the NBA, but I just feel like that might be a little,
I mean, I feel like that would be the first time that ever happened.
Yeah. Respectfully, Giannis needs to be on the third team. Respectfully.
He's a lock for first team. He's going to get first team.
Not because he's not doing well, just nobody cares. We would rather see Julius Randle in the spot. Nobody fucking cares.
Dude.
I think Julius is going to get it, though. I think he's going to get second or third.
Apparently, any team that plays Giannis is just all-time defense.
I just don't care. When I see Giannis on that first team, I don't think anybody in the NBA other than a Bucks fan or a Giannis stan is going to give a fuck. Like nobody cares. Like we would just much rather see somebody else up there. Like if player fatigue, like a player that everybody's tired of talking about was a thing, it's just him. Nobody cares anymore. Like
Wood and Zion.
They literally replaced him with Zion Williamson. Nobody cares. And I think it plays a part in a lot of people playing like him. And like people are noticing, this may not be the best way to play basketball. Like when you see there's a polar difference in like how an offense runs with Julius Randle, and you look at Giannis, it's like, wow. Like, yeah, Giannis does the same thing as Pascal, and we see what he's been up to.
Spinning for dear life. Missing the play.
Nobody cares. If Giannis was not on an all-NBA team, I promise I wouldn't care. Not because I don't like him. It's just not something nobody cares about. Like, people will be – only people that talk about Giannis consistently would care. Like nobody else would care. Like, it just doesn't make any difference. I would rather see Julius Randle at the first spot because I like to see him. But I guess I'll do a hot take. I guess I'll think of something. I keep seeing T-Mac is a 100% a top 50 player. Am I wrong? This is not a hot take, but am I wrong to feel like that's a low ball?
Yes. No.
Would I be crazy if I said like T-Mac is pushing like top 35?
No.
No, that's not crazy. I thought he was like top 30.
I struggle to find
30
mad
is
people better
pushing it a
than
little bit, but 35.
35 out of 50.
Yeah,
Now,
50.
we're starting to get into like the Nate Archibald range, and I'm not feeling that. I don't feel that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you gotta
But-
take out players people got, because if you play during segregation, man.
Oh yeah, you're getting. I'm sorry. If you
Yes.
played in 1969, I'm just not putting you there. Sorry.
Damn, is that
No
Miles Davis
disrespect.
behind you?
Yeah, that is Miles Davis. So my whole room is like a GOAT theme.
I didn't ask for your life story, bro. I just asked.
Oh,
Wow!
wow. All right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Did you see? You saw his feeling got hurt. That was messed up, Jay Bridges. That wasn't okay. You have to apologize. That was mean. He was excited to show you that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, bro.
He was excited to show you that. That was so mean. That was so mean.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's GOAT theme. So I got the exact same poster and Davis one. I got a Kobe and so I got this one. That's gonna go.
Tough.
That's tough.
But apparently Jelani didn't care.
Yeah. I didn't ask Teddy Bridgewater's brother.
Okay.
I got this here.
Ooh, that one's fire too.
And then I got a Muhammad Ali one over there. And and I got a Jordan shoe poster with all his shoes. Not all of his shoes are the greatest, but it's just I like his shoes.
But you don't got no LeBron paraphernalia, but you're GOAT.
Oh, that was you didn't see the picture of LeBron right there?
Cleveland. This is just for Cleveland. This is just for Cleveland.
That is for the win. That is for the win.
But let me think of mine. Let me think.
I got a good one. I'm ready to talk.
Let me think. I don't really know. Like, I have a few, but they're like shots in the dark that don't really make any sense. They're just kind of like hunches. But I think Jared Jackson Jr. will be better than Bam Adebayo. That's what I've been contemplating for a while. Like, Jared Jackson Jr. is just pretty damn good defensively. He's already off to a better start offensively than Bam. If he just keeps going, why wouldn't he be? Like, there would just be no reason to say he's not. Like,
I figured it.
So how long do you think until
next season, probably
better than Bam?
Mm-hmm.
So you think he's going to be better than Ja by the end of this season?
Possibly.
That's exciting.
Jackson is going to be the best player.
Because you have to think, when he came back from injury, how he's been playing is hella impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like he never was off the court at any point.
Yeah.
His points are kind of dipping, but that's just, getting in rhythm. You know what I'm saying? But you've just seen his impact instantly. Him and John Morant have meshed perfectly, pause. Like, everything's just been copacetic. I just feel like Jared Jackson's going to get more offensive responsibility because of all those kind of things. But yeah, anyway.
All right, Jay Bridges.
Oh, hold on. Let me think this right.
Liam, I want to hear yours too, because you have informational ones. Like, yours are always just very great.
Yeah, yours. I'm just gonna learn a lot about the league that I.
Didn't he just say this?
Yeah, I said it would be irresponsible to vote for Zion.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was your take.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Zion in particular, just because of the team accomplishments of the rest of the guys. I think.
Right, go ahead, then, boy. We all have that happen, bro. But okay. Teddy Bridgewater, what's up?
I'm gonna try to make this work. All right, listen.
Mm-hmm.
This is not about their.
We didn't ask for your whole life story.
You deserve that.
I didn't deserve that simply because it's just my turn. It was just my turn. So I didn't deserve that.
I mean, you asked him a question. He started to answer it, and you said I didn't want the whole
No, I just asked if that was
story.
Miles Davis behind him. That was it.
Yeah, you definitely initiated that conversation and then shot it
Miles
right
Davis was
down.
behind him. He let me in on some new stuff. I'm like, that's really interesting. But in the moment, I didn't ask, and that's okay.
No, that was rude. That was very rude.
Okay, listen. Not relative to their skill in their respective arts, right? Right now, J. Cole is being treated like the Ben Simmons of the rap game. And I'm going to explain that.
He's the GOAT. J. Cole's the GOAT. He's
Wait, what?
Because it's been on my head all day about what's been going on with dude right now.
In a good way or a bad way?
It's not in a good or a bad way. It's in a very strange way, based on how people are accepting the information that they're being given.
Okay, all right. As long as there's no J. Cole slander, we're all good.
It's far from slander. I'm not gonna lie, it's not slander at all.
Yes, sir.
Not even on Ben Simmons' part.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Cameron, what's your hot take, brother, man?
I don't even have a hot take today. I can't even think of one. I got a bunch of players listed right here, so let me see. Somebody just give me a player.
Oh no.
Michael Porter Jr.
MAGA.
He's MAGA.
Yeah, MAGA Porter Jr. for sure. He doesn't believe in COVID.
Yeah, he is MAGA Porter Jr. Who is he better than?
A few people I love to say.
No. Let me think. Michael Porter Jr.
That guy in a couple seasons might just be better than the best Celtics player. Maybe. I'm saying might. I don't know, but
I can't even bring myself to say that. I can't.
But the way Michael Porter Jr. is cooking we're not appreciating that enough. Like,
he's better than
he's cooking.
Michael Porter. I don't know if this isn't true.
Just say it if it's true or not. I don't think you ever cared.
I capped. You can cap too.
Yeah, he definitely did cap.
Michael Porter. I don't know if I should say this.
Say it.
Michael Porter Jr. might be. I don't even feel this way, but it's gonna sound. Give Michael Porter Jr. a full season, and he's just better than Colin Sexton.
Oh, I think you can. It's okay to say he's better now.
Yeah.
I would say he's better now, and I love Colin Sexton.
Okay. And that would make him better than Jamal Murray.
That could just be true.
Well, like he's just been,
we just can't have back-to-back Jamal Murrays, man. Come on.
Dang, man. I was really going to bat for Jamal Murray, saying MPJ wasn't better than him. But dang.
I'll double down and say at this point, what Michael Porter Jr. has showed us, he's just 25 games away from being better than Brandon Ingram.
And I really like these players, and I don't really.
I love Brandon Ingram, but
he's
Michael Porter Jr. is crazy. Like he's crazy. He's
really
crazy.
Good.
Like and he runs with his feet like a spider. I don't know why, but
he's a top. Probably
he's crazy.
This is probably gonna be a high school take. Top 3 high school player ever, probably.
For sure.
Yeah, probably top.
He could be better than DeRozan, Brandon Ingram, Gordon Hayward, and yeah, I think next year.
You know what's crazy? That the small forward position has been historically so boo-boo. It's like I'm thinking about all the players that he may or may not be better than. It's like, no, he's just better than them.
Yeah. He's better than Chris Middleton already.
Yeah.
He's better than Jeremy Grant. He's better than I just think you give him 10 more games, he's better than Brandon Ingram. You give him the rest of next season, he's better than Gordon Hayward.
He's better than
At
Zion.
the same time, he's better than Zion. He's better than. He's just really good. Like Michael Porter Jr. is insane, man.
Yeah, he is insane. I really don't like him though.
Yeah. As a person, he's just kind of strange, but
he's really good at.
What you got on your mind, Jay Bridges?
Oh.
I just feel like I know what he's gonna say, and I just who's he better than Jay Bridges before we head out? Say it. Who's he better than before we head out? Because I'm gonna end the episode on what you say.
Okay. Michael Porter Jr. 82 games, best player on his team. Better than Melo has ever been.
Oh wow.
Hey, oh man, that was a hot take. Oh.
And I am someone that doesn't like Michael Porter Jr. not even one bit.
But you might just be right.
So what you're saying is the best version of Michael Porter Jr. is just better than the best version of Carmelo Anthony?
Absolutely.
Or any version of Carmelo Anthony?
Absolutely. Even without the 82 games, if he just keeps progressing, he could be better than dude.
Jay Bridges might be right. I'm not going to. Oh, my God. I really don't like Michael Porter Jr.
I don't like Michael Porter Jr. I really don't like him.
But what we're not appreciating, what we're seeing is crazy for Michael Porter Jr. Like what we're seeing is very, very impressive.
I wouldn't say it's crazy. I think it's everything we expected out of him if he didn't get hurt. I feel like Michael Porter Jr. is just that good.
I didn't expect him to be this good of a shooter, though. I didn't expect him to be that good of a shooter. I didn't. I can't even lie. I expected him to be a good shooter. But him and Zach LaVine behind the three, same. Like, he doesn't do a lot of missing.
And he's 6'10".
Great. And here's the thing that he has above somebody like KD when they were the same age. He's like 230.
Yeah, he's just bigger. Like,
pause. I did that just so Cam didn't get this close to the camera. But yeah, he's 230 something. Like,
we don't go for all NBA teams.
Man, Michael Porter Jr. might in the next 3 years might just be a top 5 player in the league. 6, and he keeps going this way.
Michael Porter Jr. is good, but I really don't like him.
In 3 years, he's better. In 4 years, he's better than Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, probably.
He's better than Kawhi next season.
Shut up.
Four is pushing it. I think 4 is pushing it.
By 2023, 2024, he'll be better than Kawhi Leonard.
Do you think he'll ever be Luka?
That's a possibility. You don't think it is?
2022 All-Star game, he better than dude.
Okay, this is what we're gonna end on. Liam, why do you think that MPJ not being better than Luka is a possibility?
Because Luka is just way smarter than him. Like way smarter than him.
Oh yeah, because he thinks COVID is real. Gotcha.
I mean, just as a passer and like Michael Porter Jr. for his like athletic ability, he's still a bad defender, and so is Luka. So like throw defense out the window. I'm getting 30 points a night plus top 5 playmaker in the league in Luka. I don't think Michael Porter Jr. will ever do that.
What's the word? I don't know if I'm using this right. I'm bipartisan when it comes to playmaking because you can learn that.
You can, but I think Luka also makes the passes that like you don't just learn. Like he's got that vision that you just have, and I don't think Michael Porter Jr. even as much as he can learn as a playmaker, I don't think he'll ever be as good as Luka.
I'm gonna before we.
It's my take, but let's say this: the skill over legacy branded take is that best Melo may or may not be better than the best version of that Michael Porter Jr.
I can agree to that. I don't want to, but I can't act like it's like super far fetched.
This is what
it's crazy. I just don't like it. It makes me mad. It makes me
sad. It doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right at all.
Top 5 players for the future is going to be Tatum. It is going to be in this order as well. Tatum, Luka, MPJ, then Trey, and then KPJ. That's going to be the top 5.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm not going to lie. I like that a lot. I don't think that's going to be true at all, but I love the thought of it.
I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander may deserve the spot before KPJ because I like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a lot, but I don't think that's crazy. That's all of those things can just happen.
All those players are way too good than they deserve to be. I'm not going to lie. They're just way too good.
We've gotten to the end of episode 19. We are about to be on episode.
Before we go, I don't know if you guys are really into college football like that, but
I think Jay Bridges is.
Like my favorite college football player ever. I wrote like papers on this guy when I was little. I did a role model project on him. He passed away today. Rest in peace to Colt Brennan.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
How did he die?
It's not released yet, but rest in peace to Colt Brennan. And condolences to his family, and shout out to Colt Brennan also for being one of my favorite athletes ever.
You will be missed, man. You will be missed. I'm not a very avid college football follower, but you will be missed nonetheless, man. If you were Lim Shady's favorite player, you all right with me. You know what I'm saying?
If you're Lim Shady's favorite player, I know you might have just been the best player in the league.
You might have just been the GOAT or really amazing person. One of the two.
He was crazy.
But yeah, that sucks. I seen somebody say it in a Discord, but you know, you see those kind of comments and you don't know if people are trolling. I was like, I
couldn't believe it when I read it. He was only like 37.
Oh man. You hate to hear that kind of stuff. You hate that shit. But yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Cole, man. You know, you're in everybody's hearts. You've got obviously a lot of fans and a lot of great fans because Lim Shady is one of them. You know what I'm saying? But ending on that note, we're gonna get up out of here. We appreciate every single one of you guys. We're about to hit episode 20, another milestone. Pushing for that 50, then we pushing for 100 episodes. You know, get us to 1K subscribers on YouTube. Get all of my people to their respective goals on their social medias. You guys want to shout anybody out or say anything? Go ahead.
Don't forget about our giveaway at 1K. You can come on the episode. And jersey. I think that jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just get people to subscribe, follow us on everything, and you can talk basketball.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out everybody in the Discord. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Discord in general, because that's really the reason all of us is even here right now.
Yeah, shout out to
the Discord family.
Shout out Ice in my. If you're any TikTok creator, you've seen him in your comments, probably saying something about relative true shooting or something. But
he's saying some dumb shit, but he supports regardless.
He shows crazy amounts of love.
He shows crazy love.
What do you call Kendrick Flight?
Yeah, Kendrick Jr. Shout out Trap. Shout out my boy Earl.
Ari, shout out Anne Frank. Shout out all of them.
As much as I don't like a specific Discord, shout out to y'all because I would have never met Lim if I didn't get in there. He was in there battling by himself. We had to save him. We had to come rescue my boy.
By himself. Yeah.
Hey, shout out as much dumb shit you say. Shout out Kevin because your music takes hey man, them low key be on par.
Yeah.
Shout out you for that. Shout out Vlad. Shout out Hashim and his.
I was gonna say if nobody says Hashim, he's gonna have a fit.
Shout out Lorenzo because Lorenzo will have a fit too. Oh my god.
Yeah. Lorenzo's just a Fab Five Hashim. That's it.
Shout out Raptor, of course.
Shout out. The student has became the teacher. Because just so you know, Raptor, if you ever get out of line, I got you in 4K about a lot of people. Don't you do it. Trae Young in specific. Yes, sir.
Oh no, D'Angelo Russell and Ben Simmons.
No, we've got you in
that was peak hatred for Raptor. That was at his
most. That Draymond thing, I've never been so mad about a take in my life. I've never been so angry.
You guys messaged me separately because I wasn't on Discord, and you were like, "Please tell me you don't agree with this. Please tell me you don't agree with this."
I just needed to know, because if you did, I would have just had to remove you.
That was when it was the most war-torn Discord ever.
Was it, bro? Who was Fight talking to? Bro, Fight was just calling Raptor a bitch the whole time. That's because bro.
Flight doesn't get mad about basketball takes often. I've never seen Flight that angry about something somebody said about basketball. He was angry.
Flight angry. There was one time. One of those times. Last week he was actually really angry, and that Draymond.
He was angry. I couldn't. That break, like when I talk about it, it just enrages my body. Like if I was the Hulk, every time somebody said that, I would instantly turn into the Hulk every time. Like that, I would just have to hear it. Like it's just But anyway, we love all y'all because y'all show so much love. Y'all give us topics to talk about. And at the end of the day, it's all basketball. We're all cool with y'all. Unless you say something crazy, we're all cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we out. Episode 20 coming soon. All NBA lists, the right ones, because ESPN's going to get it wrong, but we're going to do the right ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.